All right, let's give this a try. So it's it's better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a war. I'm sure you've heard this quote a few times already throughout your life, and I think that this is a quote that has become increasingly important over time and is even more important today, now. And I wanted to talk about why that is the case. It's a little windy out here in Miami, so I do apologize if the audio is not at the highest level of quality. But I wanted to talk about danger. Um, More specifically, danger as a man, and even more specifically, how to become dangerous as a man. And it's noteworthy to mention that when I say dangerous, I don't mean dangerous by violent. When I say dangerous, I mean capable. So, if I could narrow it down to a 10-minute conversation and talk to you about three things that are absolutes, they are musts, three things that you need to become and to remain dangerous, so that no matter what happens in the world around you, you are able to withstand struggle and suffering and maybe even excel. I was thinking about this on my way in to the city, and it's come down to three things for me. Number one, for you to be dangerous as a man, it is crucial that you never stop learning. And by that I don't mean going through the education system and having a 4.0 GPA in high school and getting a doctor's degree. That's paper. That's formal education. When I say never stop learning, what I mean by that is precisely to not stop after you graduate high school, to not stop after you've gotten your degree in college, to not stop after your technical certification, to not stop after your first book. You need to be an ever-evolving individual. You need to be exposed to new concepts, to new ideas, to different concepts and ideas compared to what you know already, so that you can put your current knowledge to the test, so that you can try different perspectives, so that you can gain more insight, and ultimately so that you have more knowledge. This is imperative. You absolutely cannot ever stop learning. Get books, go to seminars, get mentors, expose yourself to environments that are challenging to you, and expose yourself to experiences that are unknown to you. But never, ever, ever stop learning. No matter what, don't ever stop learning. The second thing that you need to become dangerous and to remain dangerous as a man is to always be at least 2 steps ahead. At the very least, not 1 step ahead, 2 steps ahead. As a matter of fact, there's a book I read a few years ago that I still have very dear to and very close to me. Your Next 5 Moves is what it's called. As a matter of fact, the man that wrote that book lives here. But in that book, he talks about the importance of strategy and planning ahead. And what I want to invite you to do today is to not just think about those next two steps. If you have the bandwidth, if you have the capability, if you have the resources, if you have the time, I need you to expand your line of thinking, and I need you to go from the next two steps to the next five. The reason why this is important is because if you allow yourself to go with the flow, you will become the flow. And I've seen so many people that end up in situations where they are not happy with where they are in life, where crises take them with the current. And this is ultimately a consequence of their own actions, because they've decided not to act ahead of time. They've decided to remain with the constant movement of society at that specific rate in which society is going, instead of being 1, 2, 5 steps ahead from the movement. If you can successfully, at the very least, be 2 steps ahead of the game, that will prepare you ahead of any possible crisis that may arise. That will put you in a position where you have complete advantage over your competition. And that will ultimately have you in a situation where if a surprise comes your way, you can handle it because you've thought ahead. You need to be strategic in this sense. You need to be at least 2 steps ahead. And the third thing that you absolutely need to become and remain dangerous as a man, especially in today's society, is to enhance your physical capabilities above, and I would even say beyond, the average. And hopefully the mic doesn't pick up the plane that's flying over us. But in a nutshell, in simple terms, you need to be the best physical version of yourself possible. You need to be in a situation where you're nurturing your body with the right kind of food, and you're training your body with the right kind of regimen so that you become stronger over time, you become faster over time, you become more agile over time, and you become more physically capable over time. Because in times of crisis, if things get out of hand, and I know that we've been in a very long peace period as a society, at least here in the West, in the United States, Miami, I was in LA a few weeks ago, I was in New York City before that, but like I said, with the concept of thinking 2 steps ahead, if things hit the fan, you need to ensure that at the very least, you have the weapon that is your body. And in areas where survival is necessary, you need to be able to fight or run. You need to be able to be strong enough to challenge your opponent in combat, or fast and enduring enough to escape areas of danger. And you can only craft that through a body that is healthy, that is responsive, that is in the best possible shape that it can be. It's not just for the looks, it's for the performance. And you need to be a performing man in today's world, in today's day and age. Those are my 3 key, messages that I can give to you today. Because over the next few years, things just don't feel right now. And over the next few years, things can change. It's always a dangerous world out there. And if it's survival of the fittest, you need to be the fittest. Be aware. Never stop learning. Always think 2 steps ahead at the very least. And become the most capable version of you physically. And I think if you have these 3 pillars down, there's a foundation laid out to where from there, once the base is put together, then you can add more floors to the building, and then you get yourself a skyscraper. So that's my message for you today. Stay sane and stay safe.